Hey guys, put some 945 here. Welcome back to a new video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Thunderbolts, the newest MCU movie, which I know I'm a couple weeks late to, but I only just saw it last night. Um, long story short, it was fantastic. Like, I definitely, I was very impressed. And it seems like Marvel actually kind of has a plan together somewhat. Um, the action was really good. Uh, the the CGI actually looked solid. There wasn't any like weird, janky special effects or any of that nonsense. Um, the humor was actually funny. It was not like generic quid pro quo Marvel quips. This was actually a really fucking funny movie. Um, and I really enjoyed that. Um, although I have to be honest, a large part of me finding this humor very funny was because David Harbour is amazing, and I absolutely love him. His performance as Red Guardian was so funny. And there were just so many great moments. But his performance in general was just amazing. Like all the acting in general was brilliant, but I really want to specifically highlight David Harbour and Florence Pugh. David Harbour, like I said, he's easily the funniest character in the movie. Um, and second, there is this. What I love about David Harbour is that he has this background of a lot of like Broadway and theatric like plays and performances, and you can really tell and you can really get that vibe from the style of his acting because he brings such a grand like bravado and like dramaticness to his emotions, and even in like the ways where he very dramatically does something funny, which makes the moment even funnier. He brings this like extra level of drama and gravitas to the roles that he plays, and I think especially in this movie, it was a fantastic performance because he had so many amazing emotional moments. In particular, with Florence Pugh's character Yelena, that performance was just fantastic. I think Florence Pugh is a brilliant actress. Um, and I really loved their relationship in particular. I really loved what this movie kind of discussed overall about about the theme of mental health and rejection in society, because mental health is not an easy thing to tackle, but I think they actually managed to cover like a lot of different angles to mental health, which I was very surprised by because that is very hard to do in most movies nowadays. But I was very impressed by the nature in which they did it, and I really liked how this related to the kind of plot of the film, in the fact that the third act didn't even really feel like a third. And in a lot of cases that is a bad thing, but in this movie it's actually a good thing because the third act didn't feel like a third act, and that's because there wasn't this crazy, insane fight scene. Instead, what it felt like, when looking at the traditional, like the checklist of the Marvel formula, this feels like what the third act felt like was like what would be the first encounter with the villain, about like halfway through the movie. But no, this was the final act, and it was refreshing in that way that it kind of was such a big diversion from this typical Marvel formula that has been seen so much, especially within the past few years. Um, mm, and I really liked how there wasn't that crazy of stakes to it. Like, you know, they basically just helped the dude get better. They helped him get over his mental issues, really. And that's something that I find really I love how simple and effective it is. And the same thing can be said for the idea behind Bob as a character. Not only is that name really funny and it led to a bunch of great gags, but like the kind of deeper meaning behind that was really powerful to me because it was like just a very simple name and like a very simple, unremarkable person. Um and I really like the way that they kind of use that to kind of support the themes of the movie um through saying like how he was it's okay to just be an average guy and you're gonna be okay because you're not alone. Um, I really, really like that. I really, really like that angle. And I thought it worked very, very well. Um, And I gotta say, a lot of people have been saying that like, this feels like they can connect the dots for where the MCU is going. Um, I said in the beginning, like it does finally feel like Marvel has a plan together, and in the end credit scene, we see the Fantastic Four, and that is a movie I'm very, very excited for, because the trailers have looked fantastic for it. But I'm like I'm seeing how the things are connecting, and it feels really nice to think that they've got some kind of a plan together. Since their whole idea with Kang ended up just being completely shit out. just like turned to absolute shit. Um, Not that it was like a bad plan, but just like nothing ended up coming of it due to like circumstances with Jonathan Major and just poor planning and storytelling on that front. But like, seeing this connection, it does kind of restore some hope for me in the fact that the MCU as a whole can kind of be somewhat cohesive. The shows, I got to admit that there's a lot more to go in terms of selling me on the TV shows because, I mean, to be honest, not like I don't know if they've been good or not because, to be completely honest, there haven't been many that really caught my interest necessarily. Um, like I didn't watch Echo. I didn't watch what was it called? I didn't watch Agatha, the Agatha show. I don't know if I'm gonna watch the Ironheart show that's coming out apparently soon. But considering Thunderbolts and in terms of like seeing the movies in theaters, I am looking forward to seeing it. Um So yeah, that about wraps it up for this review of Thunderbolts. I thought that it was honestly a fantastic movie and a very, very refreshing film to go see after the not so great track record overall of the past 10 years from Marvel. So yeah, that's gonna go for this review. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.